Bigum, but I'm giving support in this community. I'm supporting disability people. I manage, right now I'm speaking, I have 4 groups. And a CBO city, and a cooperative. I have 1 group by the name Naguru Small Scale Traders and Vendors Cooperative. Anybody who is willing here, please come to Nakawa, look for me. We support these people. People are undermining us. We, the vendors, we couldn't make it. But I'm not serving vendors only. I'm serving the whole citizen of Uganda. So I'm very happy now. Through the integrity I still have hope that I will make it more. So right now, I declare this award officially and the dinner. I don't have much to say. May God bless you. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the chief guest. It's the reason why we call it the Citizens Integrity Awards. So we could not choose any other better person than her. Thank you, Achiro Florence. I want to apologize and once again recognize the district chairpersons in this room. Can we stand up for recognition? The district chairpersons. Thank you. So very soon we'll be going live on air. Raymond.
Thank you so much, Richard. A round of applause for our chief guest, Achiro. And I hope that all of you in this room will help and support. We've been joined by the audience from NTV Uganda. Thank you so much for joining us in this broadcast from wherever you're joining us across the country and across the world indeed. We are at the National Citizen Integrity Awards, which are organized by Action Aid Uganda and supported by the Ford Foundation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will clap and invite with me Dr. Elia Msasizi, who is our keynote addressant for today. So, Dr. Elia, the floor is yours now.
Good evening to all of you. I'm so glad to be here and to speak to us on integrity, which actually is one of the things that would save our nation, our children, our future, our institutions. I'm so glad that institutions like Action Aid, thank you so very much for taking the lead to honor people of integrity in this country. And all protocol observed, my name is Elia Msasizi. I'm a CEO, Sion Family Hospital, and also work as a pastor to Resurrection Center Church in Sai. Integrity is your heart, is a person who has values. You are honest with yourself. Today, we don't have people who are honest. And yet, integrity is what makes you a person that will be valued in society, honored with your people, integrity with your wife, with your husband, with your children. Be honest with them. We start with our fathers. When you are a father with integrity and your child will ask you for something, you really say, I don't have. But we tell our children that, you see, I'm going to bring it, yet you don't have it. And then the evening, children don't forget, they will say, Where's my thing? And then you fidget about the issue. So integrity is really being honest and having values like trust, fairness. You have respect and responsibility. And people with integrity are courageous. That's what we saw with her, telling us what she's doing in her community. She's courageous, knowing what she's doing is right, and she believes in what she's doing. And so she's sharing it with an authority. When we have integrity, it is a true culture of integrity in a work environment is when workers mean true with time. Are you available to work? You're asking for a job with someone in an organization, and you know your time is not there. You know you have maybe something that can stop you from delivering. Why should you ask for that job? Why should you take it up? And then at the end of the day, you are not giving results. Why should you take up a job from someone and they are paying you their money and then you have no returns? To be a person with integrity means to say no when no is no, and yes when yes is yes. And Uganda needs a people that will say yes and a people that will say no when no is needed. And I want to thank the people that have been recognized this year as people of integrity. I would ask all of us to clap for them and to clap for us, the partners who are here, who are taking the lead in bringing integrity. And integrity will take away corruption. It will save us resources. It will mean too much to our nation. When you are in a work environment, in our society today, when people have integrity, they have values, they are meaning yes, we give them names that are not appropriate. We said that one is a hard man. That one is a hard woman. She does not change her words. But you are going to cause her to change her values. And we give them names that try to demean what they really believe. If a man is in the place of work and has integrity for his marriage, sometimes we name them something. And then we mean that guy, maybe he was bewitched. No, it's not being bewitched. It's really being honest. He has his wife. She has her husband. Why should we not value them and esteem them to keep the job? So with integrity, we should really appreciate the people who have values and we know them. When you know someone at the place of work that have kept their values, why don't you appreciate them? Thank you for your keeping your values. Thank you for keeping your principles. Your timekeeper, we call them timekeepers. Those who are punctual on time, then we say they are timekeepers. Why should you give them a name that actually makes them feel unsecure? Let's give them an environment where they feel secure, where they feel strong, and then they will be able to pass the information to others, and Uganda will be saved millions of shillings, and a lot of work will be done. Integrity means you have to be open with your preferences, with your time, with your abilities. If you can't manage to do something, why do you say, I can do it? You know, I am some weight. Why should I say I will lift 100 kilograms alone? I would be deceiving. And then I say, have this budget to do the job. As a CEO and a pastor, I am so much into fundraising. And one of the ways that I've seen very, very profitable that brings results is when you have integrity and true to what you believe. I remember we were running a fundraising for the hospital that we recently finished building, and an 8 billion work. And the people that came to fund, they gave me $200 to feed them. And I fed them with $630. I didn't make $200. So I gave them the balance. It was 90,000. And I said, we can't believe that. Is that true in this world? We've been everywhere. How can you give us back our balance? And they said, what are you planning on doing? And then I brought our budget, our proposals and everything. And they said, okay, we'll raise it. And in the process of raising, we reached somewhere we're building and the work is changed. And had to carry on the responsibility of my deviation, my change. And they said, we are not funding the change. But I said, the change is mine, so I'm going to fund it. I had to raise a fund on the side to make sure that what has been given for their work must be completed fully. And when they sent the person to view the work, I don't know what was in their mind, they cried. They're like, how? We seem to have cheated you, but you've done so much. And through that, we have been able to get more than actually we had thought of getting if we had kept the 90,000 Uganda shillings. But in Uganda, who can give back a change? You can? Thank you so very much. Yeah, he can give back a change of the money that has been given to them. Why do you give a report that is inappropriate? Save the money for the next generation. We are not living for 1,000 years. You know, sometimes the reason why we actually live without integrity is because we have not understood wisdom. The Bible, which I believe David asked the Lord and says, Lord, teach me to number my days, that I may apply my heart to wisdom. I may know where I have reached in living, where I have reached in, am I still here for 1,000 years? No. So why should I stop a work that is going to help my grandchildren in the future because I needed to put some money in my pocket? Integrity means you respect yourself and others around you, no matter where you are. Why should you be a pastor in church and then in the street you are something else? You're a police officer in your uniform at the station, and then when we meet you in the evening, you are something else. You're a married woman at home, and then when you leave home, you're something else. Some people carry clothes to change so that they fit in. No, we are not chameleons. We are not chameleons. Let's be ourselves. Integrity means you are yourself, no matter where you are. identify yourself with the right identification. Don't say, I am so-and-so, or I came from this way. You know, say, I am so-and-so. And then honor people by their titles. I normally get people call me boss, but I don't want to work as boss. And normally I tell them, please call me something that I can be at the same level. We can work together at the same level. And then if I would be unfair, I would be a man without value. If I found my lower rank employee and I call them boss. You know, today is that it's a kind of something we call everyone. We are boss. How are you, boss? But you see, he's not boss. You know you're the boss. Why are you making someone pampered? And then the next day he says, I'm boss, and then we get police and prisons to action. Let's be real. Demonstrate reliability and trustworthiness. Demonstrate reliability and trustworthiness. You asked to represent a certain people, represent them well. You said you're going to do this, do it well. You said you're going to be here on time, be there on time. Be trustworthy. Can people depend on you? Integrity means you are speaking for yourself where you are not. With your simple values that you honor, the simple values you keep, you are saying million words to the people who are not where you are. They will say, for this task, we need so-and-so. For this job, so-and-so is needed. He's the one who can do that. And so Uganda, we need all these people. In our parliament, we need those people. We need them in a judiciary. We need them in the executive. We need them in our churches. We need them in our schools. We need them everywhere we are. Organizations need these people that we can say so-and-so will do the work better. Will do the work better. I will conclude my speech today by giving counsel to the people who are managers, people who are planners, managers, you know, those kinds of people. If you are going to make a budget, review the policies of the organization you work with. Why should you base on what you think you understand? Maybe the policy doesn't allow that. That's why we are losing millions of shillings, trillions of shillings each year. Those trillions would have done all the roads in Kampala. The potholes wouldn't be there. But because someone decided to do something that was not true, use policies of the organization. See the procedures. And then if you're starting a new work and you're giving a new project, integrity needs to be honest about time and availability before agreeing to take on more work. If an organization, say Action Aid, that has called us here, they are getting a new grant and then they approve a grant they asked 3 years ago and they say, we are bringing it on. And you don't have workers, you don't have time, you don't have... Why do you take it on that year? Postpone it. You will be a person of integrity. Your money will wait for you. Your money will wait for you. Don't rush to take something that is not yours. Have a strong work ethic and strive to produce high quality work consistently. I told you about a person who came to view the work from Stone and Campus, our work in Sai, where we are treating people, helping the nation bring health services to people at a very low cost. When they came to see the work, They had come with a team of 18 people from 10 countries: India, China, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam. We had USA, Mexico. They had come to see the work. And the leader looked at the quality of the work and said, "I've not seen this work in this village." And when you reach there, you see it is real outstanding. Why? Why should I do something of less standard, yet you're the one managing it? It will be put on your name, because you're not going to live forever. They will say, so and so did this work. How could they do it? It will show with time. Be responsible for your actions, especially when you make a mistake. Can we say sorry? Can we say sorry to your spouse, to your children, to your boss, or to your supervisor, and you say, "I'm sorry for what I've done"? And you know, when you say sorry, people will take you serious. To say sorry is not a weakness. It's not being a fool or not knowing what to do. It is actually taking your responsibility for your mistake, and you carry it on to yourself. Make sound decisions even under high stress situations. A person with integrity, you will not be duped into anything. Why should you sign a document beyond your office time when you know it's needed tomorrow? Why are you rushing with it? And maybe you're very tired. You've not read through the whole thing. Take time. Take time, because someone will go through what you did, and then they will say, you're implicated. And will you be able to defend yourself? And you say, I was. That's why we are hiring lawyers to defend our mistakes. Thank God for the lawyers. You're doing a great work. But you know, sometimes you are fighting for someone who already did their own problem. But that's your work anyway. You must be equipped to provide high quality service to your customers. Trustworthy, especially with classified information and high risk tasks. Today we have information leaking, especially those working in IT and computer. And then we have the Computer Misuse Act being drafted. Why should it be drafted if we have IT specialists who have integrity? You know, the information belongs to Action Aid. Why are you passing it on to USAID? What is your agenda? Keep the classified information to where it belongs. And you don't need to share it with the people around. A person of integrity, you leave your workplace, and what was discussed there is what is kept there. And then when you're with other people, discuss other matters. If you don't have what to say, it's not a problem. And they say, can you bring something to say? You say, no, I don't have something to say. You'll be still okay. You'll still be okay. Don't say something that is not worth. Integrity at work is taking initiative. You negotiate your time honestly. When you have integrity and they tell you this is the work we have, see it very well and negotiate well. Why are you asking for 2 million when you know you are delivering a work of 5 million? Negotiate very well. Negotiate truly, so that you don't cheat what is not yours. Because the 3 million, if you take a job at 2, you really need it. You really need it. And what will happen? You'll see how to work around and get it to yourself, and it won't be well in the day. Then finally, integrity is an issue of the heart. Number one, a recommendation to all of us, especially the teachers and the people, the chief executive officials, let's have the training to our children. Proverbs 22 verse number 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he has grown up, he will not depart from it. If we can engage our children, teach them the value of yes, the value of no, the value of this is not mine, the value of don't take what is not yours, our children 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Uganda will be free from corruption. We will reduce the values by engaging our little children in the schools. And so Action Aid and the partners, let's reach out to the schools and do programs that will help our children know how to fight corruption and be people of integrity. And then also empower our families. Empower our families. Our honorable MPs discuss ways on how we can have families settled. I know the work you're doing is so wonderful as a nation. And so we need to add on the family, where parents will speak true to their children. And then also let's be a people and parents. All of us, I know we are parents somehow, somewhere. Be a person that will encourage your child to take that which is yours. If your child comes with something at home, why do you allow it there? And then today, our political environment is so high, especially in schools. You see kids competing, doing posters, flyers, and the parents are funding. And then we are giving them sweets to go and campaign. So shall we take away bribery during voting and campaign if we are encouraging it in our children? So let's take our children to speak. Let the values they hold, vote them in. Let's not what they carry in their hands give them a position. They will need to recover it. They will know this is the way to go. And so when they are old, you're asking them for something, they will say, please, what are you giving? For what you need from me. And so let's have them stand to speak for what they have. If they are delivering a service to their fellow students, let them do it. Stay aligned with your personal and work values. Stay aligned with your personal and work values. You know, stay aligned. Stay online. Don't get this way and then this way. You know, we call it multitasking, but sometimes it's not integrity. You know you'll not deliver the other side. You know you'll not deliver either this side. So staying on the line will save you the future. And finally, in the Bible, David was a king of Israel. And the Bible says he walked perfectly with the Lord. And they say, except in the matter of Uriah and Bathsheba. That's the only thing that he didn't write. So the Bible had integrity to say that this man did wrong, though he was very right. Was very right. But on the other side, even when he passed, it was written that all the days that will ever come, in his house there shall be a leader. Your integrity will speak for you even when you have gone. It will speak for you. It will speak for you even when you're long gone. The people will remember in our old days who are no longer here, and we are always quoting them, speaking about them. There's a value they lived for. There's something they upheld and kept it. Today we refer to them Today, we write about them. Today, we quote them. They are an authority in their area of living. So wherever you are, in any aspect you are, be an authority of values. When you are long gone, we shall review your history, your profile, and it shall give you a standard of operating procedures for the work ahead. Yeah. I pray that we'll have only one person that will actually give us standard operating procedures in 2090. 2090. I hope some of you are going to be here in 2090. Yeah? Yeah, so I pray you'll be the person that will give standard operating procedures for that season of life. When we might have long way gone and the people are here, they will be referring to us. For God and my country, God richly bless you. Thank you for fighting corruption. Thank you for leading Uganda to a better place. Uganda shall grow. Uganda shall prosper. Uganda shall live without corruption if we all take the initiative and be a people of integrity. May God bless you. Amen.
Another round of applause for Dr. Elia. I am very hopeful I'll be here in 2090. I'll be a youthful age of 97. Yeah. I also want to welcome Mr. Xavier Joy, who is the ED at ActionAid. Thank you so much for joining us. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite Mr. Richard Okuku. I see that he's busy, but I want to pick him out because we are now going to get into the award ceremony. So Richard is going to help us, one, to invite the judges of the awards, and the judges will also tell us the criteria that they followed. And thereafter, we will be told who the winners of our awards are, and they will be each recognized with a plaque and some with certificates. So if you'll clap for Mr. Richard as he brings the list of the winners.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. So the hour is now, and I would want to take this opportunity to invite my country director, Xavier Joy, to come and introduce the vetting committee, and they will tell you the criteria they use. Then thereafter, we will read who did well. So Xavier Joy, let's give him a big round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. I'm very excited to be here. Are you? Or you are anxious waiting for who has won? Everyone has won. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give gratitude to citizens across the country who've taken time to study men and women of integrity who are serving this wonderful country of ours in public office and who've taken their time to nominate them for the award. I would like to invite the members of the vetting committee present here to come here so that they are finally disclosed to the public now. But as they come, I want to say that they have done an amazing job. Across the country, in different 15 sub-regions actually, and nationally, we received a total of 674 nominations, and the nature of the nominations is very competitive. But the criteria also set a very high bar, and it required that we ensure that all nominees consent to their participation in this exercise, but also that they consent to public scrutiny, that in this process, as a competitor or as a nominee, you might be subjected to more scrutiny on information regarding your background, reference checks, access to publicly available information about your conduct in public office, among others. So this is no mean task. I know that there were members of vetting committees at the regional level who screened the initial nominations before they came to the national level. That is too not a mean task, but I can tell you the team had a lot of headache, and they are up to that task. I want to invite them to introduce themselves. They are of age. They will tell you their names and what they do for a living. At least they are not yet dead. So they will do that, and then we can proceed from there. Yes, please.
I'm Reverend Borad Matovu. I hail from that cattle corridor district of Sembabule. First, I trained as a social worker. Before I joined, I took up this ministry. I'm 69 years now. And I want to thank God for all this long we have sojourned on this planet Earth. And I want to thank the promoters of this exercise who have entrusted us with this difficult task. This time around it has been competitive. You talk of politicians, you want to know what they are doing, but because at the regional level where these names originated, they had done some good due diligence. For us this time around was to rate, compare their notes, see what we can also do. And I'm happy that this time we worked from different areas, but we took a lot of time in prayer, and God was with us. So we have been able to present to you those that we felt had done better than the other ones, but even those ones who scored less, we had gone through all these names to come to this conclusion, and we want to thank you for supporting us in doing this work very well. We know we are given some of you people to come up with, but all of you we had to give the score, and whoever is complaining who haven't gone through this exercise will have to come and check with the Action Aid, with what they have all their results. Above all, we couldn't all win. So I want to thank God has been with us. And I want to thank my brother, Dr. Sylvester. We were working from distant areas, actually. Mia was here. For him, he had other activities. He was in another, actually at the end of this country, in the north. But we all came up with that thing. So bear with us, but thank you very much for honoring the invitation, and thank you very much for putting you to test. You know, some are bigger people, very big people in this country, but we had to look at them. So glory be to God.
invited guests, staff of Action Aid, all protocol observed. Reverend has said Sylvester is my name. The other one is Onjivoa, which means a very ugly man from West Nile, okay? Especially from Marua. That's what the name means. Now, in our place, we give names according to the circumstances of your birth. Now, my mother had rejected my father, and after a long struggle, my father wedded her and I was the firstborn. And my father was a very cheeky man, so he said, did this woman refuse me thinking I'm the ugliest man on earth? So that's how the name Onjivoa came about. I am a pathologist. I work in Mulago Hospital. My area of specialization is forensic pathology. In forensic pathology, I one time told somebody that for me, I speak for the dead, and I will speak the truth. Yeah, this was a very challenging exercise because, you know, integrity, you cannot define it in one word. Integrity is a sum of many things. You know, it is about honesty, it's about upholding strong moral principles, it's about being upright, yes, it's about being fair, you know, truthful, trustworthy, sincere. You know, one of my passions is teaching medical ethics to the medical students. And this is the kind of, you know, the doctor you expect to be truthful to the patient, to uphold strong moral values. But this thing spreads across. Integrity spreads across the whole, you know, right from home to our workplace. So I must say that, you know, integrity is actually the same or equal to godliness. You know, if you practice these values, there will be a difference. People will see a difference in you. Okay? People will see a difference in you. I just must apologize. I had the challenge. I would read the people who nominated some of you. The information they gave was so short, so brief, that it was a big challenge to actually find out what they actually meant about you. So some of you did not score highly, not because you're not people of integrity, but because the information that was provided to us was inadequate. So my appeal is the next time, the public should be more sensitized so that they can give more information. They can give us the acts of integrity that you perform in the society. And I know some of you believe in the Bible. They do not want the left hand to see what the right hand is doing. So some of you have done things of integrity, but you have kept them to yourselves. Now that one, you will miss the award. Yeah. But I must really thank all of you that you were nominated first and foremost. You came to the selection, and those whom we have rated highly, I can only say that it is God who looks into your hearts and knows whether, you know, whatever we've done, it's earthly. But the award you should look to win is integrity before God. Thank you very much.
So, Reverend and Dr. Sylvester Onjivoa, please, you have to be here. This is your baby. You're not going elsewhere. And so, just so you know, the vetting committee signed declaration of conflict of interest. And these awards go through a process. None of the people who they considered is related to them, is associated with them. And also for us as organizers, Action Aid and the participating organizations, if there is by any chance any nominee is associated with any of our organizations, they are automatically disqualified. So they do not appear anywhere in that process, so that we try to make this process, one, as citizen-led, but also safeguard the whole process from ensuring that it is advancing the purpose for which it is set. And now, I want us to go through the awarding, and I will invite the vetting committee to make announcements, and I will invite the team that side to carry the awards closer here as we go through that process. We're starting with the frontline service. Those who are the front lines, just so you know, the order is that all the 15 sub-regions nominated 3 top nominees and sent them. And out of that process, we are getting 3 frontline award winners, those who engage in frontline service to the community. And 2, we have the management obligation, those who are in management positions in public office. And the third and important dimension, which is necessary, is the political obligation, people serving in political office, and also 3 awards. So the second runners-up, the first runners-up, and the winner for that. And then altogether, we also have overall winners in this process. So in addition to those 3 categories, we have overall winners, again, second runners-up, first runners-up, and the ultimate overall winner. And so the vetting committee is going to take us through that process, call a name. As we run the names being run on the board. So as you read through,
this is the political. We start with the front line.
So they'll come through, and then you can wait for them to come as they walk out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting with the frontline category. And this we are looking at the health department, the education department, the police. Richard had highlighted on that. So in this one, the front line, we had the second run-up was Ochen James. I don't know whether he is here. Then the first run-up, Ochen James.
Or any representative for him.
Okay, I think he's. If Ochen James is not around, doesn't he have a representative? Sorry? A wife, a daughter, a son, a friend, a neighbor? Sorry? Okay, we go to another one.
Yes.
So, I think Action Aid is taking care of that.
So what we're hearing that Mr. Chen James from Lira is coming here. He's not yet made it here. He's not arrived. Okay. So
then the first run-up was Akelo Edith. Akelo Edith. someone resembling Akelo Edith. She comes this way. So that is Akelo, your people. Then the winner in this category was Dr. Morris Ochweda. Dr. Morris Ochweda, I think he's also from West Nile. Is he retired? Then, as he comes slowly, let's take this.
It's okay, we take. Political? No, wait, let them come and give their word.
Oh, those ones. Who is giving?
Give them first.
No, let them give first. So who is giving their words? Anaita huku madara wali. Why didn't he stay there? Go here. Those are not.
Reverend has honored me with reading the political list. But I will start by telling you something very little about politicians. You know, when there were three people, the doctor, the engineer, and the politician. And they wanted to know which was the first profession. So the doctor said, no, it is medicine, first profession. And his reasoning was that God removed a man's rib and created a woman and said, who else can remove the rib but a doctor? The engineer said, no, you have not read the Bible correctly. And he said, God created the earth out of chaos. There was nothing. It was that chaos and it is only an engineer who can make something beautiful out of chaos. And then the